everyone, welcome back to more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where last time we played through the Crossing Cup on 50cc, and today we'll be finishing up 50cc by playing through the Bell Cup, and we're going to be using Lakitu with the new bike we just unlocked, which is the Flame Rider bike, and we're going to be using the wooden wheels along with the plane glider. Here are the stats, and once again we're going to make sure that sparks during auto acceleration are indeed disabled, and so without further ado, let's dive into the Bell Cup on 50cc. Let's do this. So, now we are in the Bell Cup, which is the final cup of the game. So this will be the last time that we play through some new courses, and then from here on out we'll just be doing repeats of all the courses we've already played. But of course the difficulty will get higher each and every time we do it. And honestly, I was thinking about the course that we're going to be playing today, and the Bell Cup is in contention for my favorite cup in the game, because the other courses, like, Egg Cup's got, you know, a lot of decent courses, like Yoshi Circuit's pretty good, Dragon Driftway's pretty fun, Exotic Arena, not much to it, but it's still decent, Mute City's awesome, so, you know, just generally a decent cup. Triforce Cup has some bright spots, you know, in a sense, it has Hyrule Circuit, which is awesome, but generally speaking, you know, it's nothing, it's a lot of, you know, just averageness. And then Crossing Cup has 50%, it's kind of like Justice for All, where it's 50% awesome and 50% crap, so that's that. But this cup, there is no course in this cup that I don't adore. I love the atmosphere of Neo Bowser City. I absolutely love the atmosphere of the city. And it feels like you're going through this kind of, maybe not neo-noir, but the very not neo, sorry, the neon aspect of it, I guess, like the nighttime appeal of it. It kind of feels like, I know it's a crap comparison because Cyberpunk was an abomination when it launched, but I think it still is an abomination, but Cyberpunk, you know, the art style of that, very much reminiscent of that. I guess Cyberpunk is reminiscent of this, I suppose. This kind of art style is very, I really love the look of the city. The next course is also really cool as well. The one after that is also awesome. Probably the weakest of the four, but it's still an awesome course. And then the final, the big finale of the Bell Cup is just awesome. I think, honestly, if I were to pick a favorite out of all the sets of cups, because obviously there's sets of four, there's the new cups, I think in the PAL version they're called the Nitro Cups, the retro courses, and then of course the DLC courses. If I were to pick a favorite out of those three groups, it would be Star Cup is my favorite of the new ones, the Shell Cup is my favorite of the retro ones, and the Bell Cup I'm pretty sure is going to end up being my favorite of the DLC ones. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it. What would you, if you were to pick a favorite out of all three of those, like one cup of the new ones, one cup of the retro ones, and one cup of the DLC ones, which would you say your favorite is, and could you rank them? Because if I were to rank them, it's tough, because I really love them all. I think, because I don't know, man, Mount Warrior might tip the scales for me. I think it's really close to, because they're all, like, equally awesome. If I had to pick one, I think Star Cup would have to win, just by nature of it being, of it having Mount Warrior, which is my favorite course in the game. I think Bell Cup would probably come next, and then Shell Cup comes last. Just because the Shell Cup has Mario Circuit, which while not a bad course, certainly isn't anything special either. So it'd probably come last. Also, you can hit that sign if you're going fast enough, which we're obviously not because we're on 50cc. But on the higher CCs, I'm gonna try to hit that sign whenever we glide off that little ramp right there. There's also a little fan on the left side that you can. I think you have to be in 200cc to get to hit that thing. I literally don't think it's possible if you're on any lower CC. But I'm gonna try to hit it when we get 200cc. So, if you know anything about me, you can probably take a bit of a guess as to why I love this track so much. And if you don't know anything about me, then I'll happily inform you that some of my favorite movies of all time are the Toy Story trilogy. And if your immediate thought process, or if your immediate thought after hearing me say that was trilogy, question mark, then I have some choice words after I'm done talking here. But So the idea, like, Toy Story as a trilogy is my favorite, probably my favorite movie trilogy as a whole. Collectively, yeah, because there's Indiana Jones, but Temple of Doom is just, you know, not bad, but definitely the weakest of the three. But whereas Toy Story is consistently amazing throughout all three. Oh, you had to... you had to take my banana right when I needed it, you stupid Lakitu. Or not Lakitu, the Boo is what took it. But yeah, so the idea of, you know, being shrunk down to the size of a toy and like seeing a room like this from the perspective of a toy is really... There's that part of it that kind of really appeals to me, because I love those movies so much. So there's that element of it. But there's also just the fact that this room is chock full of Mario references. You have like the boomerang power up over there, which I don't think we've actually seen the boomerang at all in this LP so far. We have the Mecha Koopas right here. We have a couple cars on the shelf. You can see in the distance there's some cars and on the shelf right there. Plenty of posters around the room with Mario references. Just this whole thing kind of feels like a love letter to Mario, to the Mario series, in the sense that it's got a little bit of everything. I also love the Kung Fu Lakitu poster up there, and in the left, I'll try to point it out on the next lap so you can see it more clearly, but there's right before that little turn we made, there was a poster that said Kung Fu Lakitu, so it's just, also there's of course a giant Mario Kart 8 poster up there, so there's that as well. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of, I didn't mean to crash into the castle, damn it. A lot of really cool references in this room. I feel like a love letter to the Mario franchise. But, okay, so it's up there to the left. It's up in that corner, but you can't see it now, so I'll show it a bit better on the next turn. Which I was actually thinking of pointing out when we were on Dragon Driftway a couple episodes ago, how the aesthetic, because you see, like, the Lakitus in kind of a Kung Fu stance. I was kind of thinking of pointing out, like using it as a springboard to talk about Kung Fu Panda, but then I just kind of didn't, because I wanted to talk about Gobble Gut and trailers and DLC and all that instead. So, but yeah, I guess now is a chance to point out, up there on the top left, if you look right now, you can see Kung Fu Lakitu poster up there. Pretty cool. Anyway, you may have heard me talk about Toy Story earlier, and you were like, what? But aren't there 4 movies? And the answer to that is, no. There aren't 4 Toy Story movies, there are only 3. There's the first one, Toy Story. Then there's the second one, Toy Story 2. There's the first one, which introduced the world brilliantly, set up the rules of the toy world, and introduced the main characters, Woody and Buzz, perfectly. Toy Story 2 established when to work on developing their characters even more, especially when it comes to, you know, the history of Woody, and just a lot of character development was done there. Had an epic adventure where their character and their friendship was really tested, and just every character had their moment to shine. And then Toy Story 3 was the conclusion to the trilogy, where the toys had the most perfect ending imaginable. It was the perfect capstone for the trilogy. It had the perfect bookend for all the messages they wanted to get across, the stories they were telling, the character arcs. It was all, everyone had the chance to shine. The setting was amazing, the plot was airtight as hell, and the character work was phenomenal. It was a perfect conclusion to the trilogy. And there is no such thing as a Toy Story 4. I'll talk about why in the next race. So I don't want to go too in-depth, because one of my plans for the year is one of the video essays that I plan to make later this year. It'll probably be the last one that I do, just kind of to close out the year. Will be a video in which I mercilessly eviscerate Toy Story 4. I will show that movie no mercy. It is my most hated anything, really. It's my most hated piece of art ever. Because, like, Danganronpa 3 is worse, because at least Toy Story 4 has music going for it. Danganronpa 3 has nothing. So, like, Danganronpa 3 is a worse piece of content, but Toy Story 4, like, actually physically pains me, and it pisses me off to my core, because Toy Story is so integral, like, it's so intrinsically linked to my heart, because I watched those movies when I was tiny. Like, when I was, like, 2 years old, I was watching those movies. They're some of the first... Like, if you disregard, you know, Baby Einstein and Little Einstein and Blue's Clues and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and all that kind of stuff, like, if you disregard all the preschool, the shows targeted at a preschool audience, the Toy Story movies were some of the first movies I ever watched, so they are very, very closely linked to my heart. It's like the closest any form of art is ever gonna get to my heart. Because, like, for as much as I adore stuff like the Halo games and the Ace Attorney trilogy and things like that, they're still stuff that I've discovered recently, so, like, they'll never reach the same level of personal connection to me, to my heart, as something like Toy Story or the Dragons of 3D or Battle for Bikini Bottom will, because those are things I played when I was super, super young. And Woody and Buzz are, like, two of my favorite characters ever, so it kind of felt like someone was stabbing me in the heart and then twisting the knife in just to add insult to injury when I watched that movie, because it, like, I genuinely believe that the person who wrote that movie and directed it just hated Toy Story. Because it can't be a result of incompetence, because the person who wrote and directed that movie also wrote and directed one of the other Pixar shorts that is really awesome. It can't be because of incompetence. It can't be. It literally can't be. Because, excuse me, their resume of work demonstrates that they know what they're doing. The only explanation is that the person who wrote Toy Story 4, like, actively despised, vitriolically hated the characters from the original trilogy, and sought to just mercilessly tear them down and destroy everything about Woody, Buzz, and Jessie, undo their character arcs, undo their development, turn them into the complete opposite of who they are as characters, and just destroy every substantive message, every substantive plot-beating character thread that the original trilogy set up. I hate that movie with an undying passion. I hate it so much. And don't worry, because I've been very vague in my description of why that movie is so crap in every time I've referenced it previously. But fear not, friends. Later this year, I will make that video where I talk about how crap that movie is. And I will show it absolutely no mercy. But if we can talk about things that aren't crap for a change, this course, it's one of the best in the game. It's like, it's on par with Mount Wario in terms of its epicness. It feels like, because, like, you've heard me mention before about how one of my biggest qualifiers for what I consider to be an epic course is something that feels like a proper adventure. And, you know, rather than feeling like you're racing around a closed-in track, you feel like you're going on an adventure to explore a unique location. That's what this course feels like. It's a 3-section course, which obviously helps in that department. But just being in anti-gravity and seeing the world flipped on its side like you could in Mute City, but seeing more than just the city, you see more of the landscape and the countryside and all that, and just seeing these gorgeous landscapes all in front of you. And then gliding through all the unique sections, we're going down the waterfall section in a second. Just everything about this course feels like such an epic ride from start to finish, and I really love it. Because the rest of Bell Cup was awesome. New Bowser City had a really, really interesting atmosphere. Ribbon Row was a nice, delightful fun. Super Bell Subway felt like a cool chase sequence through the subway. And this, even in spite of all that awesomeness, this is easily the highlight of the Bell Cup. The highlight of the DLC courses, and one of the best courses in the entire game. And I see that Spiny Shell there. I see it's on the way, so I'm holding on to the Super Horn until it catches up with me. Which, by the way, on 200cc, oh, really? Really? Okay. I'm sorry I spent the last course talking about how crap Toy Story 4 was. I guess one of the people behind me really likes Toy Story 4, and they heard me say that, and they're like, oh, well, you're not allowed to stay in first place anymore. I mean, obviously I am still first place, but they wanted to, you get the idea. They wanted the lightning strike me out of existence, which they failed, but still. Yeah, so what I was trying to say is on 200cc, you can actually outrun the Spiny Shell. If you hit all the boost ramps and just keep drifting at max capacity, you can outrun the Spiny Shell. It's hard, but you can do it for a certain amount of time. But obviously in 50cc, you can't really do that. But it's a short course. It goes by in the blink of an eye. But while it's here, it is an absolute blast to just go on the adventure of Big Blue. It is an awesome course, and I really, really love it. But that, friends, is every single course in the game, from the Mushroom Cup to the Bell Cup, cleared out on 50cc. So now, in the next episode, we're going to go back in 100cc, and we're going to get some proper competition this time. But for now, let's go view the results. You have collected 360 coins and a new vehicle customization option has been unlocked. Awesome. And I think the credits are going to play now? Yeah, the credits are going to play. Okay, so ordinarily when the credits play during a Let's Play, this is when I take the time to, you know, talk about the LP, talk about things I liked about the game, things I didn't like about the game, and kind of reflect on the experience as a whole. But, we're not even a fifth of the way done. Because even after we get through all 5 of the CCs being 50, 100, 150 mirror, and 200 CC, we still have to do time trials, versus mode, battle mode, maybe some online matches, who knows. So we're not even a fifth of the way done with this LP so far. So, we got a ways to go. So it would feel kind of odd to reflect on the game at this point in the LP. So what I'll do instead, because I don't really want to, you know, I don't want to take up the time of, you know, reflecting at this point when we still have so much game left to play. What I'll do instead is I'm just going to let you guys enjoy the credits, let you guys enjoy the music, let you guys enjoy the background gameplay, and call this video here, and then I'll pick up, I'll end the video after the credits, and we'll pick up next time with the start of the 100cc Mushroom Cup, during which we're going to get some proper competition, and we're probably not going to stay in first place the whole time. So, yeah, 150cc will be when we definitely stop staying in first place, but 100cc will be when we actually get some proper competition, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time. I hope to catch you all tomorrow for some more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Goodbye, and enjoy the credits.